So I am currently sitting at my my testing center for the Nclex. I actually don't test until tomorrow morning at like 11, but I don't live near where I'm testing. It's literally over an hour and a half from where I live, which I know isn't far for some people, but for me it's kind of far considering like the area that I'm testing in is like very trafficy. There's a lot of tunnels. So for me it's kind of like it's kind of stressful trying to figure out where I'm going, but I found where I'm testing tomorrow. I figured out what suite it's in because it's like all these, they almost look like prisons. I wish I could literally show you because it looks like I'm at jail. But they're like very plain buildings with lots of windows. And I'm really nervous about tomorrow. I just found out that one of my really good friends from nursing school and my sorority, she passed her Nclex. She took it on Friday and she found out this morning she passed. She did the Pearson VUE trick and it did work for her, so I'm like really nervous. I've been using UWorld loosely, just for the most part. Like I feel like everything that I'm reviewing, like I'm remembering, but I also know that, you know, it's more about critical thinking than it is actually like information recall. So I'm hoping that I can think critically enough to be able to pass in 75 questions, because I literally cannot think of anything worse than sitting there the whole time. And I was actually watching one of the girls on YouTube. She passed in 265, and like the thought of that just makes me like have heart palpitations because I'm so scared. Oh God, I'm just so stressed out. Like it's not even, I'm like oddly calm, but I'm stressed. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel as stressed out as I did when I took my predictor, because I pretty much knew the predictor was like a one and done type thing. My school used ATI, so the predictor was like you pass and you graduate, or you don't pass and you get one more chance to take it. And like for me, that's just so not what I wanted to deal with. So I felt way more stressed, but I'm still very stressed for the Nclex because my job is riding on that. I got hired at the hospital that I've really loved in my area. There's 3 main hospitals where I'm from, and this is like my top choice, I guess. It's not as nice as the other 2. It's a little bit more like, it's a little bit of an older hospital, but I always just love that hospital so much, and I'm just like so happy that I'm offered a job there. It's in neuro, so it's neuro with a little cardiac overflow, so it is med surge, but I think I'm gonna learn a lot on that floor, but it is dependent on me passing this Nclex, and I'm like wanting to throw up right now. My recruiter even emailed me. She's like, oh my God, like let me know how it goes tomorrow. I'm like, like I'm just gonna puke, it's fine. But yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm probably going to get some lunch around here. This area is like the only place with a Chipotle, and that sounds really good, so I really want Chipotle. I'll review my lab values because I haven't really done that yet. I know them. It's more just like I need to look over them again just to refresh my memory, because like I couldn't remember how, like white blood cells the other day until I read my rationale, and I was like, I need to go look over this again. But I will be back here at like, I don't know, I tested 11. They said you need to be here 30 minutes early. So what is that, like 10:30? Maybe like 9:30 tomorrow. I'm kind of obsessive when it comes to being early, so we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping this goes well so I can have a fun girls trip and we can enjoy ourselves, but I feel some type of way right now, and I just really want to get this over with and take it in 75 or so questions and pass. So I will update you tomorrow. I have arrived. Oh, I want to cry. It is February 5th at 9:26. I'm so early. I like panicked this morning. I kind of woke up, and I wasn't gonna wake up until like 8 because my test isn't even until 11, but I'm a little bit of a psycho, so I wanted to be here really early, and I know that I have to be there 30 minutes early, so I figured I'll go in at like 10:15. But it's Nclex day. I stopped and got myself some breakfast. I had a Chick-fil-A bagel. It was actually really good. I was gonna get yogurt, and then it didn't happen. I just wanted something a little heavier because I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. I don't know how to describe how I feel. I'm nervous, but at the same time, like, my anxiety, I've suppressed it so much that I'm really trying hard to like keep myself calm, because I did this when I took my predictor. I just really tried hard to, I ate a good breakfast, and I like just kind of try to relax and like not overly stress myself, because right now I could easily like fly off the handle, and I've done that before when I took one of my ATI exams. I think second semester we had this big ATI, it was med surge, and I had a total breakdown moment, and I did horrendous, and then when I retook it I did great. So it's all about being relaxed. I've got like fuzz all over me. I'm wearing my this is my brain shirt I bought off Etsy for my neuro job. I thought it would bring me some good luck. Excuse me. I'm just like really stressed, and I'm like leaving out of town on Thursday, so a lot is writing on this today. I found out one of my best friends passed, and I'm just like clinging to the hope that I will not get 265 questions. Like, I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for the worst, but I am visualizing and praying, literally praying for the best. Like, I've posted on Twitter for people to pray for me. I have posted on my Facebook. My dad had texted me this morning. You know, I'm just trying really hard to like visualize the good things, because if I let myself kind of go to that place where, oh, you might not pass, like, it's just not gonna go so well. So I'm just kind of, I'm really stressed, and I'm so prepared to only be there for like a set amount of time. And like, I'm trying to remind myself, like, read your question thoroughly, because I'm really bad about just like blah, blah, read the question and then click my answer and then move on. But that's like practice test mentality. Like, I read the question, like ABC. If I don't know, even if I do know ABC, like, don't second guess myself. First gut instinct is usually correct. Patient-centered answers, like, ugh, I want to do it, just get it over with so bad. And I'm like really nervous to go in, because I know it's like some big deal when you do go in. Like, they palm scan you and like do all sorts of crazy stuff, and I'm just like, I'm really stressed, and I just want to go home. I want to be at my house so bad. I've been gone since Friday, and today's Tuesday, so I'm ready to be home for literally a day. I leave at 10 on Thursday morning. We're gonna drive to Georgia, like I said yesterday, and then head from there. But I'm like ill. Like, I feel literally ill right now. And I don't think I'm gonna find out my results probably until tomorrow. And I want to do the Pearson VUE trick today, but at the same time, like, I am just so nervous, and like I feel nauseous thinking about it. And like, I know my friend Megan did it the first time, and she got the bad pop-up, and then she like fixed her credit card or something, and it gave her the good pop-up, and she passed. So hell, I don't know. I'm just real stressed right now. I'm like, ugh, I'm really nervous. I feel like I left way too early, so now I'm just gonna like sit here at this, you can see some of the building in the back, but like literally at the jail. And I'm not in a great part of town to begin with. Like, the city that I'm testing in is like one of my least favorite places in the state of Alabama. I will update you when I get done, whatever time that is. My test is supposed to start at 11, so we are praying that I will be done no later than like 1:30 at the very latest. But if I stay here for all 6 hours, you'll be the first to know. So I will talk to you when I get done. Pray for me. Thank you. Hello, it's me. I survived. I feel terrible about it, but it's all good. I took it. I had 111 questions, which was very stressful to say the least. I didn't freak out as much as I thought I was going to whenever I passed like 75 threshold, but I don't know. There were definitely some things. I don't think that it was any harder than UWorld. People think that UWorld is so much harder, but I kind of felt like it was similar. So I did 111, and then I had the special research questions as well. So yeah, my experience wasn't really all that unique. I don't think, like, my center was really relaxed, like, when I went in. They were super nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel really gross about it, and I just kind of want to go home and cry, but now I'm wanting to figure out whether I passed or not, so we shall see. I'm ready to go home, that is for sure. I'm like so tired of being in Mobile, and I am ready to go home. Also, I don't know if I should pay for quick results or if I should just wait, because I feel like I'm gonna get my results tomorrow, so we will see. I will update when I know something other than the test sucked, and I felt like I knew half and half, honestly. Like, I feel like there were some things that I was like, yeah, and then there's some stuff that I genuinely was like, not a freaking clue. So I will update you when I know something more than what I do right now. So I found out I did not pass my Nclex first time. Today is actually the 11th. I just got back from South Carolina today with my best friend, and I kind of took that time just to literally like try and relax and like not think about it as much, because when I found out, I came home and I was not gonna do the Pearson view trick. Like, I went to my friend's house and like tried not to think about it, and like I just had this sick feeling, and I like needed to know like as soon as possible. So I did the Pearson view trick. It let me pay for a whole nother test. So pretty much that night I knew that I failed, and I went to sleep, and I cried myself to sleep. And the next morning I woke up and I saw that like my application said failed next to it. I also had, my job was dependent on passing. So not only did I fail my Nclex, but I also lost my job offer. So right now I kind of just feel like total shit about myself. Now I've sort of come to terms with it, and I'm better. Like, I'm not happy about it by any means, but like, I know in my heart that I could have taken extra steps to prepare, and I didn't do that. I did UWorld strictly, and I think what was screwing me on the Nclex was I had a ton of prioritization, and I kept getting them over and over, and I couldn't figure out if maybe that's where I'm weak and it was trying to test me. But from what I researched, when you surpass 75 questions, you are borderline. So what the machinist, like the computer is trying to do is kind of figure out where you're going to fall. So it's trying to figure out like, okay, is she going to be above the pass line for a certain amount of time and we're going to let her pass, or is she going to answer too many below and are we going to fail her? So I'm going to just assume that I got 2 or 3 questions in a row incorrect, and that's when my test shut off at 1:11. Sorry, I'm literally on my phone. I got Fat Cat over here hanging out with me. This is my cat, Sunny. He's my little baby. Not little, he's actually very large, but, so yeah. And I went on YouTube, as I do, when I'm like, it was pretty earth-shattering, because I don't know anyone so far in my cohort that's failed. I don't know, I'll keep you guys updated, on how the process goes and all that kind of stuff, but I appreciate you watching. I know this is like kind of depressing ending to the little saga, but I do appreciate it, so thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Excuse my appearance. I go in like 3 minutes to retake my Nclex, and on top of feeling like I just want to scream and cry, I also am literally about to pee on myself because I drank too much lemonade, and like I look like crap, and I am so nervous. Like, I felt like this before I went in to take my predictor, and I'm like, I literally am just freaking out. I have to pass. Like, I cannot keep failing. Oh gosh. Last time I went in and I was nervous, but I didn't feel like a failure. And when I came out, I didn't even feel that bad. But like today, I'm just so, I am afraid. I am afraid, and I admit it, but I just ask God, like, just to help me, and just help me figure out what I'm doing. I did one of the UWorld assessments last night that was supposed to like gauge me, and it said I had a high chance of passing, so we're gonna really hope that that's the case today, because if not, I'm going to be absolutely devastated. And I don't want to be devastated. I want to be happy. I want to be a nurse so bad. It's actually like hurts my heart that I'm not a nurse right now, that I'm just a graduate with BSN that is completely useless unless I pass this Nclex today. And you know what? I'm going to pass. I want to puke. I actual puke and pee all at the same time. It's just all the functions. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go. Friends, this is me reporting back. So the last clip you have just seen was taken, I believe in April. And I didn't pass my second attempt on the Nclex. And it actually kind of blew me out of the water. I've never been the type of person to excuse this. It's just absolutely disgusting to struggle with school at all. I got into nursing school, zero problems, you know. I guess I've really never had to, it sounds really bad, but like really work at passing an exam. And with the Nclex, I can honestly say the first time I took it, I was very cocky and just kind of didn't prepare the way that I knew I needed to, and it was absolutely devastating to fail, to the point that like I just kind of crawled into a really deep depression and like just couldn't even talk about it without just completely having a meltdown, as you probably could ask my family and my friends. After taking it the second time, I still don't feel like I prepared like I needed to. You know, I looked over the ATI book that they gave us in school. Like I used UWorld loosely, but I just don't think I understood, like I was having problems answering questions more than I was with content. And I think that was like really the big issue. So currently, here I sit for a third attempt. That is right, third attempt. It is currently, it's 9 o'clock. It's Sunday the 16th. Wow, that was like painful for me to like figure out what day it was. But it's fine. And I am preparing for my third attempt at the Nclex RN, which sounds crazy. And it's very embarrassing. And I don't want anyone to think that this is me trying to be proud of having to take the Nclex 3 times. Because I'm definitely not. It's very, very embarrassing when all my friends from nursing school and, you know, life have passed with no problem. And I'm kind of here just sitting, you know, waiting to take my test again. But this time, I guess some of the things that I'm doing to prepare a little bit better. I take it July 2nd. I didn't mention that. But I'm actually going to a different testing center. Currently, the last 2 I went to were in Mobile. I'm not a superstitious person, but I also am the type of person that like, I got sat at the same computer both times, and I want to go in and just be like completely like the first time. Like I'm going in pretending like I've never taken this test before, you know, and trying to keep my mind clear and not worry about the failing part. But this time I'm continuing to use UWorld a little bit more on the general aspect instead of really trying to focus on systems, because I feel like the Nclex is so general. It's not specifically focused on like OB or, you know, peds or anything like that. I'm still also using the ATI book that they gave us during our live review, which I think is actually a really helpful resource. I thought that was helpful for my predictor, which I scored a 97% chance of passing the Nclex on the first attempt on the predictor. So I'm really not sure if, you know, how accurate that is, if I would trust that if you're currently about to take, you know, an Nclex. But I also have been listening to his name is Mark Klemik. If I'm saying that wrong, I probably am. Lectures, I found them on Reddit, and I found them to be pretty helpful. I've just been taking the lectures, taking like my handwritten notes, and then opening up my ATI book and kind of like reading along with whatever he's lecturing on, and that's been helping me a lot kind of comprehend how the questions are being asked, because I think that's my biggest issue is comprehension. And that was my big issue my second semester of nursing school, is understanding what the question is asking and what knowledge is wanting me to recall. So I am literally praying and hoping that this is it. You know, this is the last time I have to sit here, you know, post small mental breakdown, wanting to be a nurse. I mean, this has been going on since I graduated in December. It's now almost July, and I'm just kind of feeling, I'm kind of getting to the point where it's like, now or never. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna keep our anxiety to a healthy 5 out of a 10, and really hope for the best, because that's all we can really do at this point. So I will keep you guys updated, friends. I look nowhere near as busted as I have previously. Yay. I'm currently sitting in the hotel. I don't test until 2. It's 11 right now. I just want to tell y'all, worst night of sleep of my life. It was horrible. I don't think I actually went to bed until about 3 this morning. I did study yesterday, which I know they say you're not supposed to do before your test, but like, I can't just sit. I've got to like be doing something. So even this morning, I've just been taking some quick practice exams to like get me in the zone, and just reviewing some things. However, I check out at noon, so I think I'm going to get some food from somewhere. I don't know, yo. I kind of want to just drink a smoothie, because I feel like if I actually eat, my stomach is going to be absolutely wrecked, from my nerves. But yeah, I've been doing pretty decent on my little UWorld assessments that I've done. So the areas that I've been struggling were like prioritization and just kind of like, what is the word, like precautions. So I was scoring pretty low. I think now I'm scoring like no lower than 70s, and that's just on like 20 question ones. I'm sure they would be a little different if I did like full 75, but I was just trying to refresh, you know, get my mind thinking right, reviewing like test taking kind of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing this morning. I got myself ready, could not sleep. Woke up at 7 from my anxiety, and then my phone went off, and then it was like 9:45. I was like, well, I guess I'm up, because cannot sleep literally anymore. I don't feel like tired or anything. I'm pretty much okay. I'm just stressed. But yeah, so here in a little, I'm gonna go ahead and check out of the hotel. I'm just sort of reviewing like little things that I'm hoping will help me on the exam. So just a lot of priority. I feel like select all that apply, or just kind of whatever the question is going to be. Lots of fundamentals, lots of safety. I'm nervous. Yesterday I reviewed math a little bit. I've had like, the first time I took my test I had a lot of math, and the second time I only had like 8 questions. So I'm kind of hoping that I don't have a whole lot, because it stresses me out even though I know what I'm doing. So that is that. So yeah, guys, I'll update you when I guess get done with my Nclex. Hi friends. Significantly more busted than before, so sorry. It's been a very long day. So I'm sorry I didn't update you when I first got done. I had a lot of people to call, and I was 3 hours from home, and I honestly just wanted to like yeet out. So that's what I did. So I went to a new testing center from previous times. The first 2 times I was testing in Mobile, bad times. And this past time I tested at Dothan. So overall, I got to start my exam early. They called me and told me that they had people finish, so I could go ahead and come in if I wanted to. And then I did all my stuff. I started my exam, and this time I kept kind of a tally of my questions, so I could, it's not a good thing to do, honestly, but like kept a tally of like how many select all that applies that I was having. So I was keeping a list, you know, and I noticed that I got up to 27, if I remember correctly, select all that applies. So that was a lot. Yeah. So I'm like still like reeling at the fact that there were that many select all applies on that test. It cut off at 75, and when it got to that point, I was just like, it's either really good or really bad. And I think what's really stressful is that I felt like for the majority, I at least was familiar with the information. And that's kind of scary because I know that higher level, you're really not supposed to, oh my gosh, my hair, you're not really supposed to know. So I'm really stressed, but I felt confident. So I really don't know. That was kind of what I did, and I drove home. I took myself a nap, ate some food. I literally woke up and could not eat. My stomach was, I get like nervous stomach, and without going into detail, like I get super sick to my stomach and like just cannot function. So I had like a quarter of a smoothie before I went into test, which is not really good for you. But just kind of depends. So yeah, that's kind of my update for right now. We're just sort of in the waiting period. I'm too afraid to do the Pearson View trick because I don't want to ruin my night, and I'm already stressed out enough, and I don't want to do it and then stress out more before tomorrow. So it's kind of where we're at. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. I took myself some melatonin so that I could sleep. So I'm honestly, you can tell by looking at me, I'm very tired. So I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. Tomorrow I'll film my reaction of getting my results. So pray for me. So sorry. So I told myself I wasn't going to do the Pearson View trick, and I don't want to believe that it's real. Okay, it's like 2 in the morning. I'm so tired, but look, hold on, guys. I got the good pop-up. I never have gotten this before. I think that I passed. I can't believe it's true. Hi. Hi friends. I just want to pop on here really quick and just say thank you if you've made it through this whole video. I know that my iPhone camera quality is not the best, and we'll be working on that shortly, but this was like the most real and raw experience of my life, and I'm really glad that I did get to share it with you guys through just kind of filming myself over the past like 7 months or so. But the journey is over, but I'm hoping to still continue doing some nurse type videos if you guys would want to see that. It feels unreal at this point to be like, yeah, like I'm a nurse, I'm a registered nurse, I'm an RN, but we finally did it. I finally did it, and the journey doesn't stop here, y'all. If you're experiencing some of the same things that I was, like self-doubt, or you're just honestly afraid to retake the Nclex, don't be afraid, just do it. Worst thing comes to worst, you're just gonna fail it, or you're gonna pass it, which is what I had to kind of tell myself over time. So if you guys are also struggling, don't be afraid to reach out to me, reach out to someone, try and figure out a method that works for you, because honestly, the Nclex, if you pass nursing school, you should be able to pass the Nclex. It's all about learning how to take their test questions and be able to make it make sense in your brain. But with that said, I'm gonna sign off. Thank y'all so much for watching. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate it if you've made it to this point, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.